Hello there everyone. Today I want to show you how to make this seed bead Kumihimo bracelet, and it looks like this. So this is the effect that you get. So it's a regular Kumihimo, it's just a basic 8-strand braid, but instead of kind of using strands of cord and then adding beads as I go, I use a whole strand of beads as my strand for the Kumihimo. So you get this effect. So it's a really nice and different effect than just using either cord or beads in a regular way where you add them into the braid as you go. So if you want to learn how to make this, then keep watching. And these are the things that we're going to need. Now because I'm just making a round braid, we'll need the round Kumihimo disc for this. And then the cord that I'm working with here is an S-Lon, and this is about 0.4mm in thickness. So using this is going to be able to go through most of the beads and seed beads that you have. And this is just a black colour because I thought it would be a nice background colour, because I'm using a couple of different colours of the beads and a black one, so I'd rather use a black one because that's going to be a nice neutral background colour. And I just got 4 different colours here: black, blue, lighter blue, and then a clear one. What kind of beads and how you want your colours to be is completely up to you. And now these beads that I'm using here don't have a specific size on them because they're just some quite cheap ones that I found. So this kind of product is also ideal for using those cheaper, more irregular seed beads that you might have, or they might be cheaper to find. So they are roughly about size 8/0 in seed beads though, but you can use other sizes as well. It'll just give you a different final result. So these are the materials that I'm going to use to show you this technique today. So let's get it all together and then let's get started. So what I've done first is I've cut all my cord ready, and what I have is 4 lengths of 1 meter each. So this, and what I'm going to be doing is doubling these over, so that ends up making 8 working cords. So that's going to be about a bracelet size that I'm going to make for this. This is just to show the technique as well. So this is just a demo piece, but this technique will be really lovely as well in a necklace. Obviously you'll just need to make sure that the lengths of your cord are much longer, and also you'll need to use a lot more beads for that. But I'm just going to be showing you this. So what I'm going to do is put all the ends together of all my cord here, and then just put them together like this, and then up here is roughly where I have the middle. So I'm going to keep hold of that and then just tie a regular overhand knot with all my cords. Just like this. And then just make sure you tighten the knot roughly where the middle is. So this is now, I know this is the middle, and also this is going to be a starting point to then attach all our cords to our disc. So to then attach the cord onto the disc, I've done that here, and because this is just a regular 8-strand braid, I'm just going to be working with the dots on the disc, so don't worry about the numbers. It's just a basic braid this, and you just want to put your cords around the dots here. So what we need to do now is start the braid. Now what you can do if you feel more comfortable is work with a bit of a weight that you have coming down the back here. I'm just going to show you like this. So what you need to do is I'm going to take my top left one, bring it down, stay on the left side of the bottom pair here. The bottom right one, bring it up, stay on the right side of the top, turn my disc, and then take my top left one, bring it down, stay on the left side, my bottom right one, bring it up, and stay on the right side, and then turn it again, and you just continue like this. Now this is just the way that I work. Many people work in different ways. You could also start from the other side, bring the top right one down, and then the bottom left one up, or you can start from the bottom. It doesn't really matter as long as you make sure to stay consistent throughout. And I'm just going to continue doing this until we have about 1 centimetre or 2 of just braid with the cord here before I start adding in the beads. So now that I have this little bit of Kumihimo with just the cord, now it's actually time to then start adding the beads onto a length of cord here. Now how you want to do that is completely up to you, but I'm just going to take my beads and then take one cord at a time and just literally start threading on our seed beads onto these. Now it's going to be obviously hard to say exactly the right amount of beads that you need, but what you just want to do is just add as many as you feel you might need. If it's too many, you can always take them off, the excess. If it's not enough, you can always add more as you go. So it's not a big deal if you don't add the right amount. but you just want to add your beads onto your lengths here on all of them, and the colour pattern that you want to do as well is completely up to you. So add your beads and then I'll show you how we start the next part. So I've now added all my seed beads onto all my lengths of cord here, and then what I've done is the length that it totals is beads worth of about 27 centimeters on the length of cord. So that's from the very center here, from where I added it until the very last bead measures about 27 centimeters. And then what I've done as well in each one is to make sure that your beads kind of stay close together, otherwise when you weave or you braid here you'll get gaps in it. So to avoid that, I put a knot at the ends. I pushed all my beads down so they're all nice and tight, and then I put a knot or two right at the end just to hold them in place like that. So that's what I've done on all of them. And as for the colours, I've distributed them like this. So this is just the pattern that I want on my braid. You can obviously do whatever you want. You can also use more or less colours. That's completely up to you. So now what we can do is continue the braiding, but where we're now incorporating the beads into it. So I'm just going to continue with the basic braid that I was doing before. So I'll take my top left one, bring it down, across, and then go to the bottom left one as well, on the bottom pair here. And then you'll just find that your beads are going to sit there across the middle. And because we've filled it up with beads completely, it's going to kind of fill it out completely differently than it would if it was just cord. And that's going to be the nice effect of this braid. And as for the slots here, obviously because we're putting beads onto the strands here, so we kind of have to put your beads into your slots. So what I do, because obviously you don't want to necessarily widen the slots too much, so what I do is just leave them, just gently put them in right at the outside of the slot like that. Take the bottom right one up and put that gently into the slot. So just basically stay on the outside part of the slot. There's no need to push it all the way in because it's going to hold anyway, and it's as you do in the braid. So just keep going like this, making your braid in the exact same way. The only difference is we have our beads going across with the cords now. So just gently put it in like this. So I've now gotten a little bit further with my braid here, and what I just want to do is show you what I like to do as well with it, because obviously we have all these beads on. It's going to react a little bit differently than if it was just cord. So I do a few steps like this, maybe a few more, so you have a little bit braid, and then what I do on the back here is I kind of grab the braid with my fingers and just gently squeeze it together. I just do it holding up like this, and just go around to kind of shape it a little bit, and it just pushes all your strands of cord with beads on here more into place so they sit nicely together, and it gives a little bit of a tighter finish as well. So that's just what I like to do as I go, but otherwise you just want to continue doing this until you used up all the beads. So when you've then reached the point where you have no more of your beads left, then all you want to do is just continue making your braid just with a cord here, because we just want to replicate the beginning where we just have a little length of the cord of the braid just with cord, just so we can use that to finish off the piece at the end. So just do this for about the same length, about a centimetre or so, and then all that's left to do really is finish it off. So now that I made that little section of braid with just the cord, what I'm just going to do is secure this off so I can take it off the board, so we can then finish off the ends here and actually turn it into a bracelet. So what I'm going to do is just put it down here, and then I'm not taking the last pair that I just did, I'm taking the other pair and just take opposite cords and get them over the middle, tie a knot, put them back, and the other opposite from the same pair. So you're just tying knots across the middle here, and that's going to then just help keep it nice and secure while we finish working on it without adding too much bulk to the piece, and give you a nice and neat finish here. So just do this with all the cords. Tie a knot across the middle and tighten it so it sits right there at the end of the braid. So now what we can do is take it off the board, like this, and then here is our finished braid. So this is what it looks like. So just a regular Kumihimo braid, just with loads of seed beads on there, and it gives you a completely different effect and look to it. It's going to give quite a nice different look to whatever piece you're making, whether it's a bracelet or a necklace. So it will work quite nice as a necklace as well. And you can obviously make the braid looser as well if you want to, so not kind of make it so tight with the beads, and that's going to give a completely nice effect. That's completely up to you what you want to do with yours. This is just to show you the technique on how to do it. So all that's left to do now is finish off the ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description box to a video that I've already done where I show how to finish off Kumihimo ends in general. So you can go and have a look at that if you need to. So I've now finished off the ends here, both of them, and attached my clasp, and this is what it looks like. So it gives a really nice effect because you're using your strands of beads for your Kumihimo. So it gives a completely different effect than if you're just using cord or if you're adding beads in the regular way. So you can get an effect like this. So I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you very much for watching. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make an easy ring, and this is kind of a fun ring. I call it the dangle ring because it looks like this, just a simple ring band around with some thick gauge wire there, and then I've just attached a load of dangles to it of whatever beads that you want. In this case I just used some rondelles, some small blue ones, and then some larger silver grey ones. They have nice sparkle to them, and you just use head pins for this. So it's just a really fun ring.